absolutely the best and the greatest and the most spectacular right now, because the goal always indeed is to be so. This is Kaivan Irani, your success facilitator. And I repeat, your success facilitator, because the outcomes that I'm able to create for you, anybody else is unable to do so, because that is as true as we see the sun rise from the east. Anyways, the frame of context for you, the viewer, the recipient, is that this is Kaivan Irani, your success facilitator. And the frame of context is a contract that I had signed some time back. And, the clauses in the contract said no compete clause, and you hand over the clients and we own the client and you have nothing to do with the client. Now, mind well, I'm avoiding taking any salary, anything of that sort. It's a complete independent contractor agreement. And what is interesting is I find the contract lopsided. So it's a contract that's lopsided, meaning the advantage is all to one party. And so, of course, it has been long overdue. So now I'm communicating with those people that contract is, I'm unable to accept, or I choose to avoid accepting that contract and those clauses in the contract. So this is the communication for that. Now, the people are great people. So it's two different people, DSK, which is Dynamic, Spectacular, Knowledgeable, 25. That's the code for this person. And of course, this is a public presentation, so it is probably going worldwide. 1 trillion views is probable now. And thus I am respecting their privacy. And thus I'm refraining from mentioning their names or the firm's name. So it's DSK, which is a Dynamic, Spectacular, Knowledgeable, and SK, which is Spectacular, Superb, Superior, Knowledgeable, 25. Both are 25. And of course, the organization is it's two M's, so it's Magnetic Magnificent. Now, my communication. So the thing is, this is Kaivan Irani, your success facilitator. And of course, I went through the contract and I could have just called and said, hey, this is unacceptable and certain clauses are non-negotiable and are removed from the contract. Only then can we move forward, because that is the only option. Thus, it's up to you now for you to re-evaluate what I'm communicating. So non-compete is out. That is unacceptable. Second, the client, I'm building two brands here, your brand and my brand. If you want me to build only your brand, then best to call it today and you can go and work with anybody else. I'm completely fine with that. I respect your choice. And of course, you're going to have to allow yourself. You're going to choose and allow yourself to follow my recommendation here, because that's the only option that's there on the table. Otherwise, we call it a day, make it a great and a pleasant day. Having said that, I'm going to tell you a short story. Now, the story is about a lot of youngsters who went to an ancient wise master. And the master, they asked the master. Now, the master is devoid of gender. So they asked the master, we are really looking for success. So the master smiled and paused. And for a few moments, there is complete silence. And then the master told those youngsters, you have one option. Align with the best and create successful outcomes. Or align with the rest and create disastrous outcomes for yourself, because that is as true as we see the sunrise from the east. So you have a choice. Choice is completely yours. Align with the best and create successful outcomes for now and the future. Or align create disastrous outcomes with the rest, because that's also an option that you are able to exercise. Again, Kaivan, you were a success facilitator, and make it a pleasant, phenomenal, and of course, you fill in the blanks.